This is a short video on how to create a polygon in web.autocad and also a rectangular and a polar array also in web.autocad. So in web.autocad it is slightly different to the full AutoCAD in that you can't just click on rectangle and then it will find you a little down arrow and then you'll find the polygon function. In web.autocad we are going to type in Polygon and that will open up that command. But first of all we need to draw a circle, and the circle is there to create the center point for the polygon. It is also there to create the size of the polygon. So if I go down to the bottom and I type in polygon, enter, I'm going to have 6 sides, enter, and then specify center or edge of polygon. I'm going to go for the center in there. Now we have 2 options: inscribed in circle, circumscribed about circle. Inscribed in circle means that the points are inside the circle. The points of the polygon are inside the circle. Circumscribed about the circle means that the flats of the polygon are touching the sides of the circle. So I'm going to go for circumscribed about circle because that is more useful when I'm looking at nuts and bolts, when I'm going across flats. So if I go to the quadrant there, that gives me my polygon, and you can put in as many sides as you want. Now to create an array is a pattern of shapes or objects. You can go to array down at the bottom left hand corner, and the basic array, so if I select those 2 objects and press enter, the basic array will be rectangular. So press enter again and it gives me multiple shapes in a pattern. I can change how many columns or rows I have. If I click on columns, I can type in 6 instead of 4, and I can also change the distance between the columns. I can change the distance between the objects. I'm not going to. I'm going to press escape and then I'm going to go Control Z to undo. There we go. Now if I want to create a pattern of holes or a pattern of bolts around an object, so in engineering we often talk about pitch circle diameter, so PCD, or might even be numbers on a clock face. If I draw the first number or the first object and I know where the center point of my array is going to be, so let's just draw a line straight down from there. So if you were working with a pitch circle diameter, I've just drawn the radius of that diameter. And then if I go to array, I can then pick the 2 objects that I'm going to array, press enter. I can then go down to polar and then I'm just going to pick the end of that line, and that gives me 6 in total in that instance. If I go to items down there, if I click on items, I get the chance to put more or less in. So if I did 3, enter, it would give me 3. If I went 33, it would give me some weird pattern, but it wouldn't be very useful from a point of view of actually knowing where the centers are. So if I go back to 6, and then I can also say rotate the items. So at the moment all the items have been taken but they haven't been rotated. So if I click on rotate the items, it will then allow me to rotate the items. Rotate arrayed items, yes, and enter. Now it's not particularly easy to see because of the hexagon going 6 times. So if I do that again and I go back to array and I select those objects there and enter, and then I go to polar and then I click on the end point there, and then if I go items, and this time I put 7 and enter. So you'll see that the object is rotated. The objects are rotated round as it goes round in that pattern. And that's how you create a hole pattern or a pattern of nuts and bolts in a pitch circle diameter.